Well, that was a tough loss. The Chargers lose to the Chiefs 31-17, taking our record to 2-4. So let's start with the positives. No, but seriously, there were some positives. Joshua Palmer finally had his breakout game. He looked very good. 5 receptions, 133 yards, some good contested catches in there, and he really did step up in the game and is really solidifying his place as wide receiver 2 in the absence of Mike Williams. Joshua Kelly had that big run, 48-yard TD run. I mean, for Chargers, how often do we have a big breakout run like that? It happens like twice a season, so I guess we take that as a positive as well. And the final positive is next week we play the Chicago Bears, likely without Justin Fields, so surely it can only get better. So where to start with the game? Travis Kelce absolutely smoked our secondary again, going over 170 yards. It just seems time and time again you see Kelce against our defense. He's absolutely wide open. Easy targets from Mahomes, usually for first downs, kind of like 10-15 yard gains. He had that big gain as well, and that 1 yard touchdown where he got pushed across the line. Another big play in the game was the big punt return. You've got to give it to J.K. Scott. He was nailing the punts throughout the game. Then along comes McCole Hardman with that massive field position changing for the Chiefs in the second half. Herbert had 2 picks, obviously one later on in the game when we were chasing the game down 2 scores. Realistically, we weren't going to do anything at that point anyway, but there are worrying signs there. Obviously the offensive line doesn't look great. Obviously no Corey Linsley for a while now. Herbert's coming under a lot of pressure, and realistically 2 INTs on the stats. It could have quite easily been 4 INTs. There are definitely a couple of other opportunities where Chiefs defenders got their hands close to getting more picks against Justin. Eckler's obviously playing through a bit of an injury, and it was a bit of an up and down game for him, but he was definitely on a snap count and couldn't really get much going. And then obviously classic Brandon Staley with things like in the fourth quarter when we ran the ball 3 times for a 3 and out. It was like 3rd and 3, and you're thinking, should we not be trying to throw this here? But, you know, questionable decisions have been happening throughout the year and throughout the course of his time at the Chargers. And although we can't totally blame the defense for this loss, because obviously the offense couldn't move the ball again in the second half, if we look at some of the statistics we're giving up to wide receivers at the moment, you got Tyreek Hill, he had 215 yards in that week 1 matchup. Justin Jefferson, we gave him 149 yards. CeeDee Lamb last week, 117 yards. And obviously Travis Kelce going for 179 in the week 6 matchup. So although Jefferson was just 1 yard under 150, that's basically 4 150 receivers we've given up in the first 6 weeks, which isn't good enough really. So we come on to Brandon Staley. Is his days at the Chargers numbered? I kind of felt after that playoffs loss to the Jaguars, that massive choke, I did kind of think his days could be numbered. Going into the season, expectations were high again, but it's been a really poor start for the Chargers. I mean, the 2 games we've won have come against the Raiders with O'Connell at quarterback, and we gave them their chances, and then that very last minute win against the Vikings. Pressure is massively on Brandon Staley now, and a primetime matchup. I mean, I presume it will stay as a primetime matchup against the Chicago Bears. What matchup for the neutrals, hey? But still, it could be a good game, and it is a must-win for the Chargers, and really, I feel it's a must-win for Brandon Staley and a lot of the coaching staff. Chicago Bears likely without Justin Fields. Really, I reckon if Justin Fields was out there, he would have absolutely smoked our defense. And that brings me to this 3rd down play. Look at the positioning here. No one is thinking about Mahomes running for it. Look how easy he can get to the line and pick up a 20-yard gain on 3rd and long. And it's the soft defense that time and time again see plays like this come against us. And it might all be a little bit irrelevant to be looking at this at the moment, but if you look at the AFC wildcard picture, there's a lot of teams competing in there around the 500 mark now. Obviously the Bills and the Dolphins, whoever doesn't win that division, you'd fancy one of them taking that first wildcard spot. The AFC North looks really strong. The Ravens are looking good, but obviously the Steelers, Browns and Bengals, all contenders. You could easily see a couple of wildcard teams coming out of that division as well. The Texans are looking good with CJ Stroud having a brilliant rookie year. So you are starting to wonder, it's kind of now or never for the Chargers. We need to get on a run and win some games. We have got the Ravens coming up in a few weeks, which could be an absolute massive matchup. Guys, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Brandon Staley? What are your thoughts on what should happen next as the Chargers? And what's your thoughts on Justin Herbert? Are you putting this on him? Do you think the offensive line's to blame, the coaching? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Guys, if you're a UK fan, get in touch on my Instagram, Redzone UK. I'm looking for fans of all the teams in the UK to make a video, so get in touch. That's Redzone UK on Instagram. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.